Hey guys and girls, what's up? It's Lok, back at it again doing some squats. And today, well, I want to talk about a couple of things. So, the beauty of heavy, light, medium has come into play for the first time, and this is in Medical Cycle 2, week 3, and I had to switch up my workout. So I was meant to do my medium day today because as you're following, if you're following that is, I'm doing heavy, medium, light as opposed to heavy, light, medium. However, I have incredible hamstring DOMs. I did, if you remember, 3 sets of negatives, negative Nordics for 6 reps, and my hamstrings are broken. So I decided not to do my medium day and switch it up. So I did light squats, but when it's light squats day, I start off with the bench press first because it's my heavy bench day, which meant that I did 4 sets of 4 reps. So as we take a look here, this is my third set. First 2 sets felt easy, to be honest. They felt really easy. I widened my grip a little bit so then I can hit my pecs a little more. And yeah, it actually felt surprisingly quite easy, even though I'm usually better at close grip. So the speed on the last rep for my last 2 sets were quite slow, but other than that, they moved pretty well. So I was quite happy with the bench press. It was 102 kilos. And you take a look here, one more rep. Yeah, it was a little slow. It was a slight grind. I would have said that was probably a 8.5 RPE, 8.5 RPE. So to close off the week before I get to my next mesocycle, that was my heavy bench session. So that felt pretty good. And this leads on to my second point, which is auto-regulation. A lot of people don't incorporate auto-regulation enough in their training, and I don't blame them because it's when you pay for coaching, you're not really going to pay for auto-regulation. At least that's traditionally anyways. And most coaches will give you a prescribed program and want you to hit the set numbers based on percentages. And I'm not saying that's bad, by the way, at all. I'm just saying that it probably works for most people, but for people like me, I struggle day to day. So some days I'll feel really good and the weight moves really well, but then some days it just feels like crap. And that's usually probably due to external factors like not enough sleep, busy days, not getting enough calories, or maybe eating crappy calories. There's just so many different reasons that can cause one session to be good or the next session to be bad. And that's why auto-regulation is great, because you can train to a point where you will still induce growth, but it might not be the set amount that you are expecting to do in the session. And so I think auto-regulation is definitely a great way to continue improving. And heavy, light, medium template allows you to do that whilst making sure that you still progress. Now the question is, how do you know if you're doing too much or too little? And that's where I think the I know values become really handy, because you have a set number that can tell you, hey, this is going to work if you just keep going. So I'm still testing out a couple things, but I ran a similar program to this before and saw the most amount of progress on my squats. So I'm just going to keep doing this as I go. And as you saw previously, that was 3 sets of 7 for my squat. And they actually felt kind of rough, even though it was light and it did feel light. They still felt quite rough because I had a pretty long day and I didn't sleep particularly well either. So I did have a coffee, and that definitely helped get me through the day and the session. So thank you, McDonald's coffee. That really does help. And for accessories, I finished off with some lat pull downs, as you can see. And that was 2 sets of 9 and 1 set of 7, because I was just doing it at an RPE of 7 or 8. And by the third set, because I was resting for only about a minute, yeah, I managed to only get 7 reps before, and I didn't want to grind out a couple more, even though they are accessories, so it's pretty much fine, and it's my last week anyways. I've only got one more workout till my deload, so that's quite exciting, and I feel like the deload is just come in time. And then I finished off with 2 sets of ab wheels. I did ghetto ab wheels because we don't actually have an ab wheel in the gym, and I didn't want to load up the barbell and take up too much space, so you'll be able to see it later. I just used dumbbells to do it, and yeah, as you probably figured, it would rub through the palm, but it was fine. I managed to get them done, but I didn't feel it anywhere near as much as if they were to actually roll smoothly. But my core is really weak. I mean, I find these ab wheels pretty easy to do, but I think my core is one of the main reasons why my lifts are, well, my squat is not going up that well. It just feels heavy. It really does feel heavy on my back. Whereas when I squat, I don't feel it as much in the legs as more so the stability from the core and just the sheer weight of the bar. So I think I'm gonna start adding in core every session to see how everything goes. But hopefully that should rectify the issues that I feel, because I find that if I use a belt, man, the difference is huge. I can squat more weight. Everything feels much more stable. So yeah. My goal for core will be to do an ab wheel from my feet, and that'll be awesome. And I think core strength is definitely neglected for a lot of people, and as they always say, you can't have too strong of a core. It's always a good thing. But that's the end of the video today, and take care, and I'll speak to you all soon.